So the Halo Wars 2 Blitz Beta was recently made available to anyone with access to the Windows 10 store, and I knew I had to look into it. This is pretty much due to the fact that no one is really releasing RTS games anymore, right? I mean, except maybe Blizzard with StarCraft. So I was interested to see how a company as big as Microsoft was trying to handle containing their biggest franchise within the shell of an RTS, and how they're going to try to keep it relevant in 2017. The original release of Halo Wars came out in February of 2009, so it's been a while since players have controlled units in the Halo universe. I'm pretty indifferent to the Halo universe myself, so I don't remember if I actually played this game or not, but I'm betting I didn't since it doesn't feel familiar at all. So really, the beta is pretty bare bones, as it comes with only the Blitz game mode, a very short tutorial, and the ability to open up card packs. That's right, Halo Wars 2 is the next video game to include digital cards in the mechanics of its multiplayer game. This seems to be really popular to do these days, doesn't it? Ugh. When you enter the game, you can jump right into online play if you want, or you can learn a couple things in the tutorial. The tutorial really only covers unit control, unit summoning, how to get energy to summon more units, and how to capture points. This tutorial is specifically tailored to the Blitz game mode, so I'm not really sure how it would differ from the normal multiplayer game. During a multiplayer match in Blitz, the game automatically and randomly draws 4 cards, all featuring units that you can summon. These units range from soldiers to tanks to warthogs to helicopters, all having different strengths and abilities on the battlefield. Every time you use a card, it auto-draws another random card. Each card has an energy amount that you have to spend to summon that unit. If you don't have enough energy, you can't summon that unit. Plain and simple. You'll have to harvest more energy around the map to summon more units, and there doesn't appear to be a limit on how many units you can actually summon. The harvesting can be done by collecting stockpiles of energy around the map, and you also have a small amount of energy that automatically trickles to your total as the match goes on. Once you start the match, you summon the units you can with the available energy you have, and then you go and try to capture as many points as you can. Capturing these spaces means that your point total will go up as you occupy more spaces than your enemy. The first army to reach 200 points wins the round. So as you can tell with my description of Blitz mode here, the days of tech trees are gone. You pick the unit you want from the cards on your screen, and boom, they're on screen ready to fight. No more will you have to create a barracks, to create an engineer, to create a garage, to create a vehicle, to upgrade your units. Again, this is only in Blitz from what I can tell. I'm not sure what the normal game entails. However, this is a huge step in trying to streamline the idea of a real-time strategy game in 2017, and I do think that it's successful, to an extent. The main issue I see with this solution is that it may be a problem when you need a specific unit on screen and you don't have that card available. There is a bit of luck involved with what is drawn next, so some of the strategy of building units to counter the opponent is gone. However, I think that is sort of the point of Blitz mode. It's a mode where people want to play an RTS-style game without all the tech tree building stuff. I think this mode is going to be very divisive between RTS fans. Another issue I have with the game, having only played a few matches of it, is the fact that I'm terrible at it. I can take the blame for half of it, but the other half is how the beta is presented. The tutorial for Blitz is very short and only covers the mere basics that you need to play the game online. However, while I feel like I know how to play the game easily, what is apparent during your first online game is how you're not sure what all of the cards actually do. I wasn't sure how one troop was actually different from another. Now you may be saying, well, you need to read all the cards and learn the unit's strengths and weaknesses. However, if Blitz is meant to be a more easy to jump into mode for players, this sort of defeats the purpose of it in the first place. The cards or game should make it a little more apparent what units are actually used for. Obviously, this is a beta, so not everything is final, so it could change when the game is released, right? Though really, this is just a timed demo, right? I mean, the game is coming out at the end of February after all, but I guess calling demos betas is sort of the thing to do nowadays. I would like to offer this suggestion though. I feel like it would be a good idea, instead of using cards, put a list of the units available to you at the bottom of the screen with their energy amounts. Instead of drawing cards at random, let me pick the unit I want to build, and let me build as many as I can with the energy I have available. Let it be my choice. But then I suppose if they did that, then they couldn't have a fancy card pack opening scene, and they couldn't offer card pack microtransactions for the game. Is it really necessary for developers and publishers to keep offering these things for people to buy? It's getting kind of old that these card packs are finding their way into every game lately. If you can stay away from the microtransactions, I think that Halo Wars 2 is definitely a promising title. I'm more interested to see what the campaign looks like as opposed to the multiplayer, but I think that there is something here for those who want to dig deep into the card system and maybe try to become a multiplayer phenom. However, from a multiplayer standpoint, this just is not for me. Hey Microsoft, hook us up with a single-player beta, huh? Well, there are my thoughts on the Halo Wars 2 Blitz Beta, and I'll see you all next time on GGRC. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to check out some of the other GGRC episodes, and if you're feeling a little retro, why not jump into the Quake grave, where you can watch me play through a lot of different custom maps in Quake. Enjoy!